Hello, welcome back. Mushrooms from the food pantry yesterday. I'm about to can them. That is 9 containers of mushrooms. So I have them soaking right now in my Fit, which is a organic fruit and veggie wash. I'm gonna be canning these in quart jars. So this is what I'm talking about. Look at that. Like there's hardly any mushrooms in there. So I'm gonna stuff really tight this time so this doesn't happen. There's nothing wrong with these mushrooms. I just have to use about 3 jars in order to have enough mushrooms for a dish or whatever I'm cooking. But, they're still good. But I did get a lot of, first time. I'm also going to be using some pickling and canning salt in my jars as well. About a half of a tablespoon in each quart jar. So I'm going to rinse and rewash. Now this time I'm going to use I'm trying not to be a failure. The first time I canned mushrooms, it was a fail. I showed you the jar, and all of them were pretty much like that. So I'm gonna try again. I'm gonna be adding a half of a tablespoon of salt to each of my jars, and I'm using the canning salt. You can use canning salt, kosher salt, or sea salt, not iodized salt. Then I'm gonna fill these jars up really tight with the mushrooms and fill it with some distilled water. And I'm going to put them in my pressure canner, and I'm going to pressure can for 45 minutes. I filled my canner. I've added vinegar in the water to keep the jars from clouding up from the hard water. I'm gonna heat up my rings. Just gonna heat those up for a moment. I heated my jars and I left them come down to room temperature. Now I'm going to add a half of tablespoon, maybe a little less. Just kind of half of a half. Have my vinegar for cleaning my jars, the rims. Okay, so got the mushrooms here. It's a lot of shrooms. I'm gonna use my funnel. I'm just gonna go with my hands and fill my jars. When you fill to a inch headspace, see that seeping. I'm gonna let that seep and see how far it seeps down and let's hope I get this done at least halfway perfect. Now I'm shooting for all the way perfect. Let's fill another jar. Really soaking up that water. Okay, we'll let that one sit and see how it does. Looks so pretty. So I have them filled. Now I'm debubbling, and I'm really having to get in here and bubble. I've never packed jars this tight before, but I feel like with the mushrooms, they need to be packed pretty tight, and you really need to go in and debubble really, really good. So yeah, I'm done debubbling, and I got 6 quart jars. So now I'm going to take the vinegar and clean around the rims of my jars. Real good, because I was really down in those jars debubbling. So I'm going to make sure that I get them nice and clean. Okay. Now I'm going to add my lids. A little smart me, I have all wide mouth lids in here. Then my rings. Fingertip tight. Now you can't see me. Yeah. So I'm going to start adding these to the canner now. They look gorgeous. I'm adding the jars to the canner, and I'll turn this canner on and start the process. I'll be canning these at 10 pounds of pressure. If you want to know more about how to determine how much pressure you need to use, go back and watch one of my videos on canning. I have a few videos of me canning. So I'm gonna get the lid on here and get it started. Mushrooms are done. They turned out beautiful. I had 4.5 pounds of mushrooms, all done. So you know, they're still selling. Make sure you check your Ball Blue Book for canning and preserving foods to see just how this is done. And I appreciate you for watching. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next video. Have a blessed day. Goodbye.